And so I don't get anything mixed up. I have everything kind of written in somewhat order. Right now it's mostly going to be freshman year. So next thing I'd like to mention is the quality of friends that you make your freshman year. You go from middle school to freshman, there's probably going to be a big difference maybe. Maybe you had friends already that were older, like an older brother, so you were aware of that type of lifestyle. But when I had a friend in high school, freshman year, this friend went from, like, we both joined football. He didn't want to play football, so I said, all right, I'll quit too. We both joined wrestling because he wanted to. He didn't want to wrestle, so I said, all right, I'll quit too, because he always wanted me to quit. Then track and field. I was already really good at track and field in middle school. I went to like the national, or not national, but it was like CIF. I got second place, maybe barely third, but the coach of another kid came up to me saying that you did great, because I never trained, and I guess he trained this kid like crazy, and somehow I just was able to almost beat him. But I almost passed out. By the time I finished that race, I almost passed out. I had to hold on to a fence. So I had to quit track and field too, because I chose to follow another friend's decision making. And this is something you should watch out for. Looking to others versus looking at yourself. Oh yeah, there is always this kid that I thought was super popular. He was actually very popular. And I remember that I was just very inclined to do anything and everything that he did and follow his way of doing things, and trying to be a part of his group, and always looking towards him as like an idol when it came to like the person he was throughout high school, when really I should have been looking at myself and growing myself and trying to culture my own ability to have confidence and make my own thing throughout as I move throughout high school. But these are things that have to be taught, and a lot of times parents don't teach, they just watch you go through it. They might help with homework. Mine, I don't think, really helped me out too much when it came to the later stages. A lot of times they're just being the parent but not being the teacher, and so you got to be a teacher. And sometimes the teachers are just being a teacher, but they're not actually culturing how to teach, which is something I'll get into later about a great teacher that helped support me, and I think it was junior year, maybe senior year. Fighting is cool versus football fighting. Yeah, fighting's not cool. I understand, like, I've had friendly fades before, just to try to get that out of my system. In football at Vista Marietta, sometimes they let you put the gear on and you go at it, and then they stop, which I think could be maybe a healthier way of trying to just express that anger, but it's not cool to just fight. We used to have a bunch of people show up at a park outside of Altaloma High School, and they'd all fight, and there'd be like, this just spreads hatred and anger, and that thing carries forward, and you're really causing your parents a bunch of headaches that you don't even know about. And there's just way better ways to go about it, or way more exciting ways, like getting into boxing.